I bought a boat and it turns out that it is completely full of holes. And so by the literal definition of a can of worms, I've been taking it further and further apart to make the repairs. And finally, in this video, we're gonna actually fix it. But there's a pretty big curveball, which is that I'm gonna need to be able to flip this boat over to finish the work. And you should have seen the look on Courtney's face when I told her my plan. We have a big job to do today. I don't know if it's a me and a skills problem or if it's a welder problem. I'm not gonna get the welds that I need to be confident in, and so we need to flip the boat over. I have a plan. I think it's a really bad plan, but it's a plan. Before we can really get started flipping this boat over, the first thing I need to do is finish welding out this transom. It's the last place I have left to weld, and I wanna get it locked in before we really start yanking on this boat in any direction to try to make sure that we don't lose the shape of the boat back here on the transom. There's a step of this project that I grossly underestimated. It's the time that was going to be required to weld all of this out. Start the morning off right with our Ambition Strikes Build It today, which is kind of my constant reminder not to overthink it, not to overplan it, and just go get it done. Ah, that was not on purpose. I think I'm out of welding wire. I don't know why does this always happen at 5 a.m. That was not part of the plan. Just gonna make a new plan now. Let's find out when the gas store opens. 8, they open in an hour. I'm not gonna sit around and wait for an hour. We're gonna switch back to the spool gun, and then we'll just have to switch back later once we come back. This has already taken way longer than I expected it to. And not that it's a race, or not that it's a rush, or not that I'm on a deadline, but you know, I got stuff to do. MIG aluminum, 5000 series 035 wire. We are welding 3/16 material. There's our settings. I usually like to turn everything down just a little bit. Let's get back to work. All right, we're back in action. I tell you what, it's nice to have options. It's finally time to cut the fuel vents off. The plan is that we're gonna haul this thing up to the house and use the excavator to unload it off the trailer into the gravel, roll it over, and then load it back on the trailer upside down. Okay, so the last 20 minutes running around, scrambling to load up everything I thought we could possibly need for this project. The off-road floor jacks, jack stands, ladder, ratchet straps, tools, ready to go. And I also just realized that I loaded the floor jack up that I need to hitch it up. I haven't eaten anything yet today. I'm gonna go get a breakfast burrito. Then we're gonna hitch the trailer up. Hello, do you have any breakfast burritos? I do. Awesome, thank you very much, have a good one. Burrito acquired. Oh. Shout out to whoever invented the burrito. It's like the only food you can eat while working. Ah, dang it. There we go, that should work. Lights are working, let's go flip a boat. All right, we made it to the dirt road. Now for the fun part. Can we make it up the hill? Okay, here we go, headed up the steepest part. I thought the steep was gonna be the hard part. The hard part is the boat is so wide, it's wider than the road right there. I was really worried for a second that the boat was gonna just smack into a tree. It looks like the rain has knocked some rocks off into the road. It's pretty typical this time of year. Like the ground is so saturated from the snow melt that we just get little rock slides and stuff, but we have arrived. This is a project that's either gonna take all day or like 20 minutes. Let's get the excavator fired up. Of course it has a dead battery. I have a feeling this is gonna be one of those all day projects. I found a jumper pack. Okay, let's see if she'll start. Nothing, not even anything. Oh, I think that was it. I think that battery's dead. Hey! All right. Just waiting for that. Pretty much always dies 20 seconds after you start it. There we go. Old Faithful, man, I tell you what. She sure is reliable. She always starts. I'm gonna lift the boat up by the keel. Yeah, there we go, okay. The front of the boat is off the trailer. I should be able to use the excavator now to pick up the back of the boat. I can pull the trailer forward a few feet to get the space we need to make this happen. Uh-oh. Okay, try again. All right, we are moving. We've either got air in the lines or we've got a clogged fuel pump or something. We got this. I'm starting to feel a little discouraged, but we're gonna make it happen. When there's a will, there's a way, right? Slow down, Riley. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I'm gonna guess that this boat weighs about 7,000 pounds as is with all this stuff stripped out, and we're lifting less than half of the boat and then less than half of that. So the rating on this strap should be about twice what we need. See what happens. Okay, everybody, I'm getting ready to lift, so make sure that everybody stands back. Just kidding, I'm the only one here. Oh, that's a little bit sketchy for sure. I don't love it. Do not go underneath it, I'll tell you that much. You guys let me know when that jack stand's gonna hit the cross member on the trailer and we need to reset. I'm just gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna scoot the jack stand forward. We'll pick up the back and we'll just keep working our way until the boat's off the trailer. Being very aware of where I put my hands and my body. I am not getting crushed today. I'll tell you that right now, I'm not getting crushed today. Reset, do it again. We're gonna do the same exact thing, but backwards. We're gonna lift it from the front and put the floor jack or the jack stand under the back. Now we get to figure out why the excavator won't start. Start with the obvious, but I know I filled this bad boy up with fuel. Yeah, she's full. Is there fuel in the bowl? Kind of feels like it lost fuel prime. Gave the primer a few pumps and it firmed up, so. Hey! We're losing fuel prime. Yeah, she's just barely running. We either have like air in the lines from a cracked line or a messed up seal or something, or we have clogged fuel filters, but it's just gonna have to be a problem for another day, because it's just, that's not what I'm here for today. So here we go, let's see if we can make this work. I got it running again. It kind of seems like it's starting to smooth out, so. We're fully in the air now. That boat is not touching the trailer anymore. Let's get the trailer pulled out. Well, that wasn't really expected, but I think that's gonna work out just fine. The jack stand fell over. It's back on the trailer, but I think as I pull the trailer out, it's just gonna set the back of the boat down on the ground. I think it's okay. We're gonna see what happens. As I pull out, I think the back of the boat is just gonna set down on the ground. There we go. That's gonna be the way. Okay, now we just need to pick up the front a little bit more, and then I can get the trailer out. I'm working against the hill. Okay, the goal now is to just set the boat down on the ground in the gravel. The plan is working. It's working! I think now I switch and I pick it up from this side with the excavator. Not exactly what I wanted to have happen. Now we're gonna set it down in the dirt and try to get it to tip this way when we do. That was pretty hard. Maybe I want a really short strap just to that one hook so that if it starts to come too far, I can catch it with the bucket. This is an absolutely ridiculous project. We've got it rigged really close to that center hook. That's gonna let us pick it up. And then at some point, I hope it balances. Here's a boat doing things that a boat shouldn't do. And it's starting to rain. It's working. I don't want to get out yet. I want to wait till it gets over center. Look at this. I need to find a way now to prop it up so I can reset my rigging. I don't want to go anywhere near it right now to reset that rigging. Wow, you can really get a good look at the repairs for the first time. Look at all that new aluminum. Look how much new metal I put in. That is nuts. This firewood has been stacked up here since the very first summer we got started in Idaho. It's just kind of crazy how far we've come. Who Courtney and I were as people back then. Now we've got 2 kids and it's crazy. The straps are set and all I have to do is unhook one. If I set it back down again, is he gonna wanna flip all the way over or is it gonna stabilize enough that I can climb up on the ladder and reset my strap? Woo! It's gonna work. That's gonna work. I don't like this. Okay, that should do it. The red strap should let us pull it over and then we should be able to catch it on the orange strap so that it doesn't just fall and then bang the excavator bucket into the side of it. Here it goes. Woo! We just flipped a boat over in my front yard. Oh yeah, that's definitely heavy. I set the jack stands not all the way at the back, so there'd be a little bit of weight back here, cantilevering to make it so the front wasn't quite so heavy when we go to pick it up with the excavator. That'll put more of the weight on the jack stands, less of the weight on the excavator. The trailer is going uphill, the boat is pointed downhill. It's not a good combination. It might look flat around this driveway, it's not flat. What do we do, guys? What do we do? How do we get this on? Maybe the trailer will start flattening out as I bring it up. Maybe I don't have to go up any higher. I'm gonna back the trailer up just a little bit and we'll see what it looks like. Let's back the trailer in. Okay. That's ridiculous. This boat is upside down on this trailer. All of the weight is on the back. So now we need to pick it up again and reset our jacks, but it worked. I really wish I had the skid steer right now because it would be able to pick up the entire back end of this boat, no problem. But it's off at another job, doing another project, and it's not here. I think before we try to flip this boat over again, I'm gonna move the skid steer back here because I'm gonna have to do all this again in reverse, like in 2 days. Trailer is free. Try backing under it a little more. Man, that's looking pretty good. Bring this end towards me a little bit. We'll set a log right here when we set it down. We're almost there. Actually can't believe it. Let's see, all we have to do now. Holy smokes. Ha-ha! It's on the trailer. I think we're good. It's time to head back to the shop, do some welding. I can't believe that worked.
It's not supposed to look like that. But look how much easier it's gonna be to weld now.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much easier. I'm glad. I mean, so that ended up taking me 5 hours total from when I left the shop, flipped it over, back to the shop.
Very nice. It looks good. It fits better in the shop this way.
A bunch of you guys have been commenting, and I agree. Now that the cabin is off the boat, it's like a really good opportunity to reconfigure and rearrange it. We need to cut this cabin apart, make it wider, and make it longer to make it so that it can sleep for, sit for, and have a full head. And then it's not just the boat. Like, we have so much to learn before we embark on this adventure, including fishing. We don't know anything about fishing. I'm gonna catch a fish that is this big. It's gonna be this big. And that's where Fishing Clash has actually been really helpful, and they're the sponsor of today's video. It's not just a game, it's a way to learn about different fish species, where they live, what kind of conditions they like, and what gear works best. I can explore 50+ fisheries, collect and upgrade hundreds of fish, compete in challenges and clan battles, and even upgrade my boat to earn rewards and improve my fishing strategy. I've been using it to get familiar with some of the species that we might run into when we're up in Alaska. I've been figuring out which lures work, how fish behave in the water, and just building that instinct before we even get to the ocean. And because it's an easy to use app, it's something I can jump into for just a few minutes while I'm waiting for something like some epoxy to dry. And I come away having actually learned something. Download Fishing Clash for free by scanning this QR code or clicking on the link in the description below. And make sure to use our code AMBITIONSTRIKES to get a special starter boost worth $20. We're back in business. 14 pounds of wire, $265.
Oh my God.
I don't remember it being that expensive last time I bought it, but I bought a bunch of other stuff all at the same time and I just think I didn't notice. Before we get started today, I want to run a little test on exactly how we're doing this. I'm just gonna cut like 2 pieces off so we can pretend that those are the boat and then weld them together. I don't think it ever gets old just ripping aluminum with a wood skill saw. It doesn't feel like it should be possible and then it's so easy. We're gonna pretend this is the old boat, this is our patch, and that's how our seam is set up on these butt welds. I'll set that up with a little gap in it because that's pretty normal fitment for what we've been doing. I've been welding everything on the 3/16 setting because I found on the butt welds, especially with quarter, it was just too hot. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tack each side and then I'm gonna run a bead. Whoa. This was set on grinder mode. All right, try again. Ready? There we go. Average looking weld for what I have going on the inside. I find butt welds are really difficult to do. And we need that weld to be waterproof. This is our waterproof welds. This is our chance to get this boat to not sink. Yeah, all boats are sinking, some faster than others. Our goal is to have a not fast sinking boat. What's funny is this is actually why I bought this blade. This is what I bought this for. Everything else I've been using this blade for has been not what its original intended use was. So the plan now is to use this wheel to back gouge this plate all the way back to this weld. So we're gonna try to cut all the way in this groove until we get to that weld. Yeah, it worked. I mean, you can see there's a few little pinholes in here where I'm not all the way to the weld. I probably could go a little deeper, but I don't really want to. This ensures that we get full penetration on our plate all the way around because now that weld, we're gonna have the penetration that comes from the one side and from the other side. There's not gonna be a gap between our welds. That's also gonna be flatter to the material so that later if we choose to grind all those welds off the bottom, we're not grinding away all of the weld. This gives a place for the weld to be. Okay, push angle, yep. It was going great at the beginning. And then by the end, this material was so hot, I could just see it going like mush, which means I either need to do this in shorter, smaller stints and jump around or turn the welder down. What I wanna know now is, can I make this fail? Basically, is the weld stronger than the material or is the weld weak? I want to try to break the weld. Remember, this is a what I'm doing channel, not a how-to channel. Okay, and we're bending the plate. Yeah, I'm okay. I lifted on the floor jack with a wrench. I think I'm satisfied. I think it's gonna work. I guess that means it's time to start gouging. This feels so weird to be standing up here on top of the boat. It's gonna make the most sense to go around and back gouge everything and then come back and weld everything. There we go. I'm surprised it's actually pretty easy to figure out how far I need to go. There's a very visible seam. That seam will sort of disappear as I hit the weld that's on the other side. So I thought one of the hardest parts was gonna be knowing how to back gouge, and it turns out that doesn't really seem to be a problem at all. Spots like this is a raised bump. That's weld that basically dripped through from the other side when this was molten. It's gonna work better for me to grind those off flush before I try to back gouge. Grinder is bouncing a lot, which I think means that one of these inserts might be dull or like not seated right. So I'm gonna go try rotating and indexing all these inserts to see if we can get a little smoother cut. I think I'm about ready for new inserts on this thing. New inserts for this wheel are $600. I'm trying to make these ones last as long as I possibly can. That spot on the insert is pretty worn, but if I rotate it to like right there, that spot looks pretty good. Back in college, I used to work as a production machinist in a CNC machine shop to inspect parts, to check parts, make minor adjustments. I learned a lot about CNC machining. So this tool reminds me of that because I have changed a lot of carbide inserts in my time. There we go. In case you missed it on a previous episode, this tool was not sponsored. This is something I bought used on eBay for about half price. And even though it was expensive, I think it's been worth every single penny because there is so much on this project I literally wouldn't have been able to do if I hadn't had this tool. Or something like a flapper wheel, which this grinds the material away, and in that grinding process, it can smear the contamination right back into the surface material. So even though it looks clean, all that contamination is still there, ground into the surface. And while I'm down here, I might as well change batteries. All right, let's see if indexing those carbides made a significant difference. No difference at all. Oh yeah, that made a difference. That's way better. Part of me feels silly for not doing that earlier, but the other part of me acknowledges that I'm trying to get my money's worth out of this tool. I've done 8 feet and I've got like 80 feet to go. Don't tell Courtney I'm stealing her earbud. Get some tunes going. Let's do some grinding.
Definitely starting to feel more precarious as I get to the front of the boat where the angle's a lot steeper. Woo! Look at the chunk that took out. Like, that is not a piece of sawdust. That is a chunk of aluminum. I feel like I'm bouldering with power tools.
Everything's back gouged on this side. One half done. I think I'm just gonna do the other half. And probably the keel too. I should probably just do all of it right now. What are you doing?
We got our first wholesale account, and it's Jamie at Server Burger. So if you're in Sandpoint and you want to go to Server Burger, you can get Ambition Strikes coffee now. And she asked if I could make her some decals for the windows and for the drive-thru. And I got really excited. So
Wait. Back up.
that was the lot, I know.
So you're saying that if you want to get some Ambition Strikes coffee in person, you can find it at Server Burger in Sandpoint, Idaho.
Yeah, like family-owned, long-time restaurant. I think it's been around since the 80s, and they want to serve our coffee, which is so cool. So I designed, let me show you one second. I designed these cool stickers, but it's not going to make sense until I...
Well, wait, now I have more questions because what are you doing now?
I'm making stickers.
But what is that?
That's my vinyl cutter. That's the OG. That's from early trail tested.
Oh, what's going on over there in the corner?
There's no baby in the foot. Babies with Grammy. It's called weeding, which I think is really funny because it's about as cathartic as weeding your garden, but also sometimes just as frustrating.
Weeding your garden is cathartic?
Yeah. Okay. So then they'll be able to have that on the window when you pull up to the drive-thru.
Sweet. Well, if you need me, I'm gonna be welding for 2 days. I don't know if it's just like my old age, but I have to clean now in between every step that I do. I never used to be that way. All the little aluminum chips just drive me crazy and I have to sweep them all up before I can move on to the next step, even though I'm about to probably make a whole bunch more of them. Let's go weld. I need to mark out my weld layout first. Every 10 inches, we're gonna put a mark, and that's gonna be what we're gonna use as we weld along to know when to start and stop. I honestly didn't research this at all. I'm just winging it. This is the ground clamp. This is basically the conductor that completes the circuit on a welder. To breathe and have fresh air pumped in makes such a difference. This is another one of those tools that I can't imagine doing the project without. Now I just need to find a comfortable position to sit in because my knee is just killing me. What I think is crazy is that I can see it if it's good and I can tell if it's bad. And that weld had some bad spots. I'm gonna go get the die grinder, I'm gonna grind them out and I'm gonna redo them. I don't really think it's a fault of the welder. I think it's a fault of that there was a lot of junk in there. Like, I'm dealing with old, dirty aluminum. Of course there's gonna be problems. That worked. I could literally see it when I was welding. I could watch the impurities get driven out to the surface. being diligent with every single weld, right? I can't get complacent. I have to watch, I have to pay attention, and I have to make sure the welds are good. I had it in my mind that I was gonna do all of this today and maybe even haul it back to flip it back over again. My expectations aren't meeting my reality, and it seems to be happening over and over and over again on this project, where everything is taking way longer than I expected to take. I'm exhausted. That's been the hardest thing on this boat, is that it is so physically demanding that I can't work all day on it. And it's hard for me to even put in like 6 or 7 hours on this boat, because by the end of it, I'm just wrecked. I think that what that might mean for me on this project is that I need to work on it in smaller increments at a time and just work on it while it's still fun, because working on a project when it's not fun is no fun. I am stoked that I got all the grinding done. I am stoked that the welding is working, right? I'm able to weld this back together, and I'm feeling confident in the welds that I'm laying down. So I do have a lot to be stoked on and a lot to be thankful for right now, but I think that was a long-winded version of saying that's it for today. I'm gonna go eat dinner with my family, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. I am sore in places that I've never been sore before. Right here is sore. I think it's probably from crouching like this. I don't think we have that much welding left to do. I think maybe like 2 more hours and we'll be done welding the entire bottom of this boat, which feels absolutely surreal that I could be that far along on this project now. I know yesterday I was describing feeling like I was so behind and I wasn't getting anything done, and it's the weirdest duplicity of feelings, because I can't believe I'm almost done with this step of the project, and I also can't believe how long it's taken. And those seem like they're contradictions, but they're not. If you'd asked me, I would have said I've been going for about 45 minutes, but according to the camera up there, it's been an hour and a half. I don't even think I'm halfway there yet. I'm definitely learning a lot. I'm getting better and better at it. And the thing I've figured out is I really need to grind out the previous start on top of the old weld, drop down into my little crevice, and then keep welding. That makes that cold start becomes in a place that it doesn't matter, and I can grind it off later. And when we've got a nice stable arc established, that's when I'm dropping down into my little back gouge and doing the weld. And that's been a lot more successful. Before that, I was getting lots of problems on my starts and stops. Then I was having to go back and like re-weld over the top of those. I've got an errand to go run, and I think I'm just gonna take you guys along for the ride. So, oh, that is a cool Bronco. I'm headed down to drop off our first coffee wholesale orders. Server Burger in Sandpoint, Idaho. Hometown favorite since 1979. Where they're gonna be serving our coffee and selling it like packaged in whole beans. So if you're in the area and you wanna buy some Ambition Strikes coffee, head on over to Server Burger, because as of today, they're gonna have it in stock. Oh, that was awesome. Just like, you know, when you work with people that are just so genuinely kind and they want the people that they're around to succeed as much as they are, like that's what it feels like when we're here. So today I'm feeling thankful for the opportunity to get to work with genuinely kind people in a local small town business. I have been laser focused on what I'm doing for an hour and a half. It is physically and mentally very straining. All right, but it's not gonna weld itself. Let's get back to it. I came back and I tried to weld, and I was getting so frustrated trying to weld the keel in. So we have 1/4 inch plate here, we have 1/2 inch thick plate here, and then I had done that big back gouge, which makes it pretty thin right here at the edge of the weld, right at the root. And I could not figure out how to get a weld that was like big enough and penetrated the 1/2 inch without just blasting through the 1/4. And I was feeling like I was starting to try to like do these little welds underneath and then grind them out and then do big welds over the top. It was way too time consuming. And in like the last 45 minutes, it just clicked, and I'm so excited. So I wanted to show you guys what I've been doing now. Dude, the guys at Miller have been so supportive of this project. Like little gifts just keep showing up. So this is the new digital infinity helmet with the Clear Lens 4 technology. So it's got an all new lens that lets you see way more of what you're welding. So I thought I'd show you guys my welding through the new Miller lens. Do you also need a helmet, Courtney?
Yeah. Clock, okay. Is it on?
The helmet? Yeah, that one's on. What I've been doing basically is trying to emulate the welds that I saw on the boats at the boat show by doing this more of a whip technique. And what it's letting me do is get penetration all the way down in the very root of the weld down here. And then I kind of do this bigger like whip out that lets me make sure I get penetration into the 1/2 inch thick plate. And then I can do kind of a minor whip into the 1/4. So it's like, I'm kind of like stitching the two together and also getting penetration in the root. I think I'm getting a really solid weld. It looks like the welds on the boats at the boat show. So I've done this whole side like that. All of these patches are fully welded in all the way around. It's something like 100 linear feet of welding per side. The next weld I have to do is this seam along here, which is an outside corner, and those are notoriously hard to weld because they really want to just melt away and become obliterated. I think I'm gonna try TIG welding it. I don't really know what to expect, but I've never TIG welded 1/4 inch thick material before, so I guess we're gonna find out together. When I fit this transom plate in, I had left these little tabs so I would have a place to set the plate when I put it in place that would kind of hold it in the right spot. So the first step is gonna be to cut those little tabs off. So this is my Miller Multimatic 220. This is the same welder that I was welding with earlier in this video when I was using the spool gun, but this time I'm gonna be using the TIG function. TIG aluminum, it automatically transfers it all over. Boom, boom, 3/32 tungsten, 1/4 inch material, amps are set. Should be just that easy. Unlike MIG welding, which is what I've been doing until this point, where a wire is fed into the weld puddle and the wire both conducts electricity and is the filler material for welding, TIG welding is different. We have a torch that has a non-consumable electrode in it. This creates the electric arc that melts the material. Then we hold filler metal in our other hand and add the filler metal to our weld puddle as we go along. What this does is it creates a lot more control of the situation because I can use the foot pedal to control the number of amps that I'm welding with, so I can control how hot my weld puddle is, and I can control how much filler material I'm putting in, which cools the weld puddle down at the same time. So basically, TIG welding gives me a lot more control. It's a lot slower, it requires a lot more focus and attention. I'm concerned on this outside weld corner here that if I tried to MIG spool gun this, in order to get the penetration I want to have where it goes all the way through both of these pieces of plate, I think I would just melt this corner off. So I'm gonna try TIG welding it and we'll see how it goes. Plus I'm seeing this as a good opportunity to practice my TIG skills. I'm using the propane torch to add a little bit of preheat to my material, especially on aluminum. I've learned on this project just how important preheating the material can be. Here goes nothing. All of a sudden I'm a little bit nervous. I don't really have a plan B if this doesn't work. I need to get myself better set up. I just dunked my tungsten into my pool. So now I need to clean my tungsten, get better set up. I don't know, we might need to MIG weld this. Okay, try again. We'll give this one more shot before I scrap this plan. Okay, there we go. Now, why do I have so much contamination in it? What are the yellow speckles? I don't know, it's not working. I can't make the TIG welding work. I'm feeling like I should try to MIG weld it. It has been a wild, rough couple of days on this boat project, and it's my identity, right? I don't give up on projects. And then, guys, today, I came down to the shop and I busted out the welder. I didn't think I was ever going to be able to weld this corner right here. All the way up and over. I tried to TIG weld it, no success. I thought it was impossible. And I finished all of the welding on the bottom of this boat, all around the transom, all around the top. And as I worked today, my weld started looking better and better and better. And then through hard work and perseverance, I was able to push through. And I'm pretty confident that I've fixed this boat. I have an idea to try to check for leaks. I think that we can spray compressed air on the welds. What are you looking at?
Your welds.
Dude, look at this one.
Stacking dimes, babe.
The whole thing doesn't look like it, but there are some spots on here that look like the boats we saw at the boat show.
You're gonna be dialed by then.
I know.
Have to build another boat. Ooh, that looks cool in the light.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm gonna start up here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna work my way down. This is a spot that I'm obviously worried about. All right, I'm gonna start at the top. So I did that whole vertical thing.
Nothing happened.
Okay, now I'm gonna go across the side.
Okay.
Sideways from there. Anything?
No. Ah! There's a hole!
What?
There's a hole! Oh my gosh! Do that again. Wait. Do that again. Ah! Come watch this video. Okay, I just showed Riley the video clip.
Oh
right
yeah, I
there.
mean, just look at that. I can see it from here. I can tell that I didn't get penetration right
But
there.
when if you didn't hit it perfectly, nothing happened.
Well, so what happened is there's a piece of channel on the other side. I never welded that from the back because I couldn't get to that. So it's one of the only places on the entire boat where I couldn't weld both sides.
Okay. So that's like probably the worst case.
This is probably the worst case spot.
Okay.
I mean, I can clearly tell that I didn't penetrate very well on this weld right here. This has me wondering, how many other places am I gonna find that need to be redone? Okay.
You fixed it.
I fixed it?
You fixed it.
Woo! Okay.
Now we have to check the whole thing though.
Yeah, so 2 feet down and 200 feet to go.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Do we need to be checking these spots?
We probably should, yeah. Oh, that water's soapy. I got it in my mouth.
Maybe you shouldn't put your fingers in your mouth.
Ah.
Yay, no holes. Okay, now we're gonna do that big long seam we just talked about.
2 blasts means yes or no or okay or I'm ready. It's basically just the only thing I can do to communicate.
I'm really glad that we found that hole at first so I know what to look for, because I think otherwise I'd be doubting myself that this would even work.
Whew.
I'm tired.
Nice job. Thank you for the help.
Hey, your boat doesn't have any holes now.
I know.
Like any holes, hopefully.
like
none. We can
Courtney,
build
if we
up.
put this boat in the water right now, it would float again.
Should we do it?
It seems impossible that I would have only found 1 leak, except that 1 leak was on the only place on this entire boat where I couldn't weld both sides. So for there to be a leak, there'd have to be a weld defect that was perfectly lined up
On
both welds, which is, the chances of that are so slim.
Now we can move on. All of your work, everything that you've been working towards for the past, I don't even know how many months. It's been a lot of months. You did it. Now we get to move forward.
Like, I think we can officially finally say that from here on out,
Our boat is not full of holes.
we're doing construction.
Building up.
Wow, I just farted and my helmet beeped at me to tell me that my air was unclean. That's embarrassing. Thanks to Fishing Clash for sponsoring this video. To get started, scan this QR code or click the link in the description below.